In this video, we are going to review the X-Tools 700-watt laser welder, cutter, and cleaner. The X-Tools 700-watt air-cooled laser welder, cutter, and cleaner is a tool that every small shop should look into. The specs of this: the welder can cut up to 3 millimeters or 1/8 inch steel, can weld up to that much too. Later in the video will show that I think it's capable of more of that, but this unit is about half the price of the 2000 kilowatt unit that I bought off Amazon about a year and a half ago. And you can look in the description for the 1-year review I put on that machine. Been very happy of it, and I think these laser welders are the future of metal fabrication. The neat thing about these welders is the fact that they can weld pretty much any material. So they can weld steel, copper, brass. And I've even had experience in some past videos of welding copper, plastic even. So check out the videos. The first thing I want to say is X-Tools did not sponsor this video. I had a good friend, Ken, that actually bought this welder for his personal use. So I'm unboxing and reviewing this with no input from X-Tools whatsoever. The unboxing of this was actually pretty straightforward. Everything was packaged really nice. The welder came in 2 boxes. The actual power unit with the welding gun already attached. And then the wire feed, all the accessories came in a different box. The welder came with a e-stop and then actually a safety clamp, which allows you to put a clamp on your work material and then shuts off the welder if the welder is not touching the actual material. Also, it came with extra lenses and protective lenses. One thing to note about the protective lenses is your gas flow on your gun needs to be higher than what you're used to for a MIG gun or a TIG setup. The gas flow is there to protect the lens, and if not, if you don't have a high enough gas flow, you will actually burn out lenses pretty quick. So I would recommend twice, if not 3 times more gas flow than you're used to in your MIG or your TIG welding setups. The unit also came with safety glasses. Always use safety glasses. You do not want the reflection of this laser to get into your eyes whatsoever. Also, it comes with a full set of tips and power cable. Everything is powered from the main unit, even the wire feed. And also it comes with a test coupon to show you how the unit welds and what you can expect from the welds. Neat thing about pulling the gun out of the actual box for the first time, how much lighter and easier to wield than it was than my laser welder that came with the 2000 watt unit. That's the benefit of the air cool, is that you don't have the cooling lines running through the welding lead. The unit is powered by 120 volt AC, and in the spec it says up to 240 volt AC, but it's only for one line. That means that most houses and shops in the United States has a 2-line 240 volt supply. So really you can only power this up with 120 volt. If you try to wire it up like a 220 volt welder, you will probably damage the unit. So the neat thing is it came with this for 20 amp plug that I did not have that type of plug, so we just wired a normal 20 amp 120 volt outlet to it, and I actually ran this unit off a 100-foot extension cable without any issues. Now if you're welding a lot, I wouldn't recommend this, as it probably would pull more amps than necessary. Extension cord and a 20 amp circuit, we had no issues with this. The unit is light and is very well put together. I enjoyed the welding helmet that came with this system. There is an option with this welder for I think extra $300 for all the extra goodies that come with the welding helmet and the apron and things of that nature. The welding helmet, I did think it was a very nice welding helmet for laser welding, and the apron, I don't know if you really need it, but it seemed of decent quality. Came with all the air hoses, and I think there was a wasp that was living in the apron that I had to kill. Don't know if that came all the way from China. Also, I really liked the stand that came with for the gun. My unit didn't really come with a stand that you could put on the table, and I'm always trying to find a safe place to put my gun. So I might have to replicate this for my 2000 kilowatt unit. The wire feeder design was open, which I actually enjoyed because my wire feeder design was closed with a locking door. This way it's very easy to see how much wire you have and if you have any feeding issues. Ken made a comment about how surprised how slow it feeds, and with these laser wire welders, you're not using a lot of wire, as you're not relying on the wire itself to create the heat, so you don't use a lot of wire. We had to modify the spool, the small spool of aluminum welding wire that Ken brought to fit onto the wire feeder by drilling a 5/8 hole through it, as the wire feeder is set up to accept the bigger rolls of wire. Now, one interesting thing about turning on this unit that thank goodness Ken watched some other videos is there's a specific way you have to have all the e-stops out in the out position, and then you have to go into the settings to actually click an e-stop reset button before you can use it. If you get one of these units, make sure you read the instructions, because it's not as simple as just plugging it in and going. The unit, they are very hypersensitive to the safety of the laser, because the laser light is very powerful. Here for the first test weld, and I have the safety clamp on the gun. Please do not try this when you're first starting, as you need the safety clamp to be on the material so you don't have that laser beam walk off and burn something other than your material. For first weld in aluminum off this machine, it was very nice. I played with the settings a little bit after this, but it didn't require much settings adjustment. So the settings that come with the machine, I would highly recommend sticking with those at first. This is Ken for his first try. As you see at the end of it, he kind of burned up the table a little bit. So make sure you're on a metal table and have the clamp on the actual material like you see here. And then clamp down the material. If you're not used to this machine, the wire feeder pushes the gun, so you have to lightly hold the gun, so you're making sure the wire feed is actually pushing the gun back. And also, you need to make sure that you are looking at the weld or the laser and how it's welding the material, because if not, you're welding blind, and you might just be welding one side of the material, the other side of the material. After the first set of welds, front and back, we put it in the vise, and it took a lot of beating to make it bend over. The weld itself did not break. All that really stretched was the material itself above the weld. So it's a very strong weld, and I'm very excited to see Ken, that has never welded aluminum before, be able to pick this up. These laser welders are very easy to use and require almost no skill other than pushing the button. Now, this is a video of me trying to fill a gap. You saw my previous videos, a lot of people think you can't fill a gap. You can fill a gap if you use the typical J motion like you would in filling a gap with a MIG welder. So this small welder can fill a gap on a piece of aluminum. So you can fill gaps just like a MIG welder. The cleaning function is probably something that is not as desirable as, say, my 2000 kilowatt function laser. The 2000 kilowatt function laser that I bought off Amazon, you can replace the lens and actually get a wide swipe of material to clean. This is more of just like a weld clean, where you're only really cleaning the width of a weld, which is nice, because if you need to go over an existing weld that you don't want to have to grind all the old weld off, you can use this cleaning function to prepare the metal before you weld. Now, the exciting thing here is the cutting function. It is rated up to 1/8 inch cutting, and it did that just fine. As you see, be careful when you're using this function. You have to have the clamp on the gun or the material, and you need to make sure you are pointing this gun in a direction that you're not going to burn anything, because this will, as you can see, Ken is burning the heck out of one of my favorite clamps, because he just doesn't have that gun pointed in a very straight up and down function. So when you're using this, wear proper attire like Ken is. I was not wearing proper attire, but the neat thing is that it cuts straight through 1/8 inch with ease. Here later you'll see I took a 1/2 inch stainless steel scrap, it's just to see how much it could cut through, And I really think this could cut through 1/4 inch steel without a problem, and even maybe 3/8 cents if you have a CNC table that you can hook this up to and slow the cutting speed down enough for the laser to penetrate. As you can see here with a quick Google search, it has a input board on the back of this X1 Pro that you should be able to interface with your plasma table or arc droid, so you could be able to make a mount like I did on my previous video, putting a laser, this fiber laser, on a plasma cutter. And the neat thing with that is you get greater detail, cleaner cuts. Yeah, you can cut a whole lot smaller parts. The holes are straight up and down, unlike the plasma cuts that are tapered. So you can really have a 3-in-1 system with this X-Tools system. I was really impressed with it and would recommend this X-Tools 700 watt unit for anybody that's interested in getting into laser welding.